welcome back to Triple SL. Today I am your host, Ava, and I'm here joined by
Ella.
Olivia.
Today we're going to be talking a little bit about college softball, but specifically the super regionals that just came to an end. So,
Sorry.
Ella, do you have any, standing out games that you want to speak on first?
Not games, but a lot of players, definitely.
Okay, we can start with players.
Probably, so far, Carlin Pickens.
Oh my goodness. Number one,
That's gonna
gorgeous.
like the main topic.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. She is so beautiful. Two, not only did she set the record, the newest record for fastest softball pitch ever thrown, but she reset her own record. Her original reset was a 78.2, and then she went on.
I never knew that.
Yeah. She went on to reset it against one of the literally battling one of the top pitchers in the league, Jordy Ball, literally hitting her through a 79.4, which is equivalent to a 111.6 mile per hour baseball pitch. When have you ever seen anybody throw that fast in baseball? Ever?
Never.
Literally never.
Never.
You can't. And she's over here doing it in college. Ugh, love her.
When she goes pro, she's going to be great.
Exactly.
She's going to be amazing.
Exactly.
Great.
She already is amazing.
Yes.
What? Other softball pitchers, Nigeria Kennedy, winning pitcher of the year, one.
Best
two.
pitcher to me.
She's honestly amazing.
ERA under 1. That's insane.
She really is just like that girl. And then her freaking game, I forget which game it was. Texas Tech in game 1, not only did she have a shutout, but she also had a home run, proving that not only is she great offensively, but she can also be, or not only is she great defensively, but she can also be an amazing offensive player. Go you. You ate that up, girl. Boots, boots, boots. And then, obviously, the other pitcher that I brought up earlier, Jordy Ball, who was in the top 3 contenders for Player of the Year, which ended up going to Bri Ellis, which rightfully so, honestly.
Oh my God,
I think Bri Ellis
Would
did
she
have an
have
amazing
26
season.
home runs?
Yes.
She ate that up.
26 home runs. She has a .457 batting average and 72 RBIs this season. Mind you, her season just ended. She didn't even get the extra whatever amount of games in the World Series. That was boots, boots, boots. And then freshman of the year, Taylor Shoemaker from Florida, which honestly, she's looking pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie for Florida upcomings. Where's my Florida game at? That's Florida State. Yes, it is. She had. Oh, I thought she had a 2-run home run. I seen her name somewhere. She had a home run or something.
Yeah.
But she deserved freshman of the year, honestly.
Jordy Ball. She's hitter and pitcher, obviously, too. Sam Landry.
I'm not a fan of Jordy Ball. I'm sorry. How are you going to go to OU, win, and then you're going to leave? You're just going to leave and walk out, leave their pitching staff with nobody? Not a single soul. Where? And you know what? They're still doing great. I love OU. I love you. Not even just for your hype. You're great. Love your energy. Also, Alyssa Brio being at the game the other night, she's my wife. She doesn't know it yet, but she is my wife. I love her so much.
Sam Landry.
Who? Oh, yep. She's also.
Yes.
Boots. And then comeback player of the year was obviously Jordy Ball because she tore her ACL opening game of her, I believe, isn't she a senior this year?
Yeah, I think
so the opening of her junior year last season, the 2023 into 2024 season, tore her ACL. Just straight popped it. Middle of the pitch, gone, done. She did a lot of rehab, she did a lot of work, and now she's back being in the top contender for Player of the Year and being one of the best pitchers in the league, let alone one of the best pitchers, period.
That's actually impressive. I've never seen it, coming off of an injury like that, it's hard to get back into it, but
and she was right back into it too, immediately into doing rehab work, extra practices, anything she could do the second she could.
Honestly.
it's impressive.
And
too.
she's still throwing over 70 miles.
And she's still throwing over something. Like, it's not even like her skill really took a hit from that. Like, but
That's
I'll
very
I think we
impressive.
should start
Still
talking about
don't.
games.
yes. First one, Oregon versus Liberty. Number one,
Oh my
Liberty taking
God.
down the number 1 seed. Can we please talk about
That was
this?
shocking.
That was insane. The 1 seed, Texas A&M. Like, you thought that they were going not all the way, but at least to the Supers. They didn't even make it to the Supers. Like, that was
shocking.
more than shocking. Unfortunately, they did hold a good run the first game against Oregon. They did. They were winning in the 3rd inning, but unfortunately Oregon came back and won that 3-2, and then Oregon really just
Overtime, right?
yes, in extra innings. So it was tied 2-2 in the 7th, and then unfortunately they lost that lead. But the next game Oregon really popped off. You know, the Ducks started quacking. And they ended up winning 13-1. Liberty did start off the first inning winning 0-1, but could not hold that lead at all.
And Oregon has good power hitters. In their
They have a
lineup.
lot of good power
Yeah.
hitters. They're just a power team, honestly.
Yeah.
And this is the first year in a while that we've had 2 Big Ten teams in the Women's
Yeah.
College World Series. We have Oregon and we have UCLA.
I love UCLA.
Yeah, I was about to say I love UCLA.
I know. They're just like, talking about UCLA, their game coming back. Oh my goodness, I remember watching it. Game 2, number 1, they didn't play like themselves game 1. Like, that wasn't them. It really wasn't. So, South Carolina won 2-9. And I was honestly thinking South Carolina was going to win the series, but not that much. Not by that much. I thought it was going to be a closer race. And then UCLA, you know, they're down 4-1. Bottom of the 7th. They got nothing else to do. But what do? Bless a walk-off home run, winning the game. What? Where's this been the last game in 6 innings? The last 13 innings. Where was this? Where was it?
Yeah.
But, you know, they did pull it together and then ended up winning game 3 5-0. So, you know,
Period.
they ate that up. For that game, South Carolina had a 2-run home run by Lexi Winters, and then in game 2, there was a 2-run single by Lexi Winters again, and then obviously UCLA had a walk-off home run by Jordan Woolery. I don't know, but you ate that up. Boots. What else is there? Well, the Clemson versus Texas game was a little bit heartbreaking for me. I was kind of rooting for Clemson on the down low.
They were up. Texas didn't score for 3 innings.
Yeah, they were. And, they're such an early program, and they've been doing so good. I was cheering for them. Also, Texas sucks. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm playing. But game 1, obviously Clemson won 7-4, and then game 2, I was watching. I'm baking cookies in my kitchen, make some Rice Krispie treats, cooking it up, baking it up in there, and then all of a sudden I look at the TV. I'm like, 8th inning. Okay, it'll be over soon.
Yeah.
Went into the 10th inning, the longest game for Clemson that season. And that's why I honestly think they lost that game, was at that point they were just burnt out.
Yeah.
They were tired. They couldn't keep fighting. But it's not even like they let it slip too bad. It was a 7-5 win for Texas. And Texas is a very hard team to beat, regardless of who you are.
They're another strong team.
A very, very strong team. Mia Scott, I love her. I do love her. But then obviously they got to game 3. Texas ended up winning 5-6.
Yeah.
Clemson had a little bit of a comeback. They were down 3-6, came back for 2 runs, but unfortunately just couldn't get that last run in.
Heartbreaking.
It really was. I unfortunately was not able to watch that game, and I went and opened up Instagram and seen Texas punch their ticket to the Women's College World Series, and not going to lie, a little part of my heart shattered and broke a little bit there. I was like, ugh. But honestly, seeing how Clemson played this season, I'm really excited to watch them next season. I am really, really
recruiting
excited.
more players to start.
Yes. But obviously transfer portals will be opening soon and players will be moved around. But, you know, speaking of players being moved around, Najee Kennedy going to
Texas
Tech
Tech from Stanford.
which I did love watching Stanford play.
Yes.
But, I mean, she's just honestly
deserved it.
amazing. She did deserve it. And also, even though this is a last season thing, I'm pretty sure for her transfer, it was $1,050,024. $1,050,024. The $1 million being for the transfer, the 50 for housing and all that, and then the 24 for her number 24, of course. But
$1 million for her transfer.
$1 million.
I mean,
just hey, you come play softball here instead of here. You change your jersey real quick. $1 million.
Honestly, even anyone's gonna take that offer, whether you like playing on the team or not.
Honestly,
Like if someone's
I
offering,
mean, I would.
I mean, I guess there's like.
for the amount of time that she was in the transfer portal, though, she was there for a mean minute.
She would just take that offer right then. Like she's
Yeah,
like, I'm done
I
with
think
this.
she was waiting for the best offer and was like really seeing like where she wanted to go. But I mean, I don't think going to Texas Tech was a bad idea for her.
No.
With the payment that she's got in her
Yeah.
pocket and the way that she's playing right now,
I mean,
a
full
winning,
shutout game with the homers in the game.
yes.
That's insane.
And then she almost had a shutout for game 2 too. The Florida State, which I love Florida State, but they only had one run that inning or that game, and it was in the in the 7th. Like she almost had 2 back-to-back shutouts in the Supers against a team that 2 or 3 years ago was playing in the finals, like against OU for the Women's College World Series. Which, shout out to my girl, Michaela Edenfield, for, didn't she go, what was it, to the Stars or the Sparks? No, Stars.
I think it was the Stars.
It was the Stars. I don't
Yeah.
know why I said Sparks. But she went and played there, which I think is kind of ironic because they call her Area 51.
Yeah.
Because she wears number 51
Yeah.
and she sends, quote, unidentified flying objects into, out of the park.
Yes.
So I think it's funny that she's going to the Stars, especially
Yeah.
since like her nickname has to do with like aliens in space. So and oh my goodness, the video of her like immediately crying.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I almost started crying watching that video. Oh, that was great. Congratulations to her. I love her. I loved watching her. Oh, gorgeous. And also like something that isn't about softball, but the fact that like now all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but like you're seeing more and more girls in softball representing themselves and their team and like who they are as a person through their makeup has been like amazing to watch.
Yeah.
Like I'll like look at like a close up as like a batter's in the box and like I see like all of a sudden they got like bright blue eyeshadow or like the lines and I'm like you're playing in that makeup and it still looks good afterwards. How? I look like a mess with mascara on after a game.
Me too.
And you have like line and this and wings and glitter and sparkles and sequins. Like how? How are you not like
my eye black is all.
it's a mess.
Coming
I'm
down from
sweating.
sweat.
I'm dying.
It would be itchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like this.
I'd be
in the-
like-
in the outfield. Oh, I forgot I have mascara on now. But I will literally be like, oh, I'd be such a mess by the end of the game.
Yeah.
But honestly, gorgeous. And Michaela Edenfield was one of the first people who I seen like really outspoken and do that. Like she does makeup tutorials on her YouTube.
She
on
did
her
a
TikTok.
Starry Night
Yes,
makeup
the
look.
Starry
Yeah, that's what I'm
Night-
talking
yes,
about,
that
across
was
her face.
Yeah.
insane.
But she posted, I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Her
like,
lashes.
that one.
Okay.
yeah.
Hate.
No. And she's just beautiful. She was the only one, I think she was the only one who got a technical hit off of Edgar Kennedy in the Supers. I know
Probably.
she had a double
Yeah.
because she's just that freaking good.
Great
Talked
catcher.
talked about all of those games. Let me go back to my front page for a minute.
Is there any predictions?
So obviously I got to stick with my team OU.
Yeah.
If it's not going to
Oklahoma.
be Florida State, it's going to be Oklahoma. I mean, I do think that they're going to have a tough matchup against Texas, but I think it'll be OU and Texas, and OU will win. And then I don't see Niger Kennedy not bringing Texas Tech to the Women's College World Series.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't see them not going that far with her. I mean, Stanford went to Women's College World Series 2 times. Not like the actual final, but they went
Yeah.
twice with her. And I mean, the way that she's been playing and the energy that she's been keeping up and the shutouts and the strikeouts and all of those, like, I honestly see her bringing them to the final.
Yeah.
With OU.
I don't even, like, if you're not an OU fan, you still got to say,
You still,
they're going back for
and
sure.
you can't do anything if you can't hit, though. If you don't put points up on the board, like, if you don't score, you have no shot. And that's what Niger Kennedy does for Texas Tech. They make it so no matter what they can't do offensively in a game, they know that they're giving that right back to the other team. They know that they can't hit. They cannot hit off of her. Like, obviously, like, you have a here and there, and, like, but, I mean, like, on her track, like, you can't.
I can see Oklahoma going 5 in a row. I can see that, and that's insane. I don't think anyone's ever done that before.
No, they're the only team to ever do it 4 times.
Yeah, 4.
4-peat last season. But I
That's
mean,
insane.
the 20s have been their year. After I don't know what type of vaccines they were taking during COVID, but there's something in their water. Because I mean, they won 21, 22, 23, 24, and now it's looking like they're going on to win 25, which is just like,
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
how? How are you going on to win 5?
I mean, after Jordy Ball left, Jada Coleman, a lot of other players.
Sabrio, like.
Yeah.
Like they lost a big hunk of group last year too. They lost a lot.
Which is
of
shocking
players
that they're
last year.
still such a great team.
Still, like they took the hit and immediately bounced back. I think that has to do a lot with their coach Pedigasso.
Yeah. I love her.
I love you. Oh my God, I love her so much. The way that she keeps it so calm during a game, like it's honestly amazing. Like.
She's a great coach.
She just knows. Like, she knows. I swear, like, she has a fortune teller or something telling her what to do, what calls to make. Like,
yes.
And them being ranked 3. Number 1, last year they were ranked 2, and Texas was above them. And this year they had Florida and Texas and then Florida above them. They were ranked 3rd. And then all of a sudden, playoffs come around. Now they're ranked 2nd. The 1 seed's knocked out. Technically, they're the 1 seed again. Like, you can't stop them. Like, I don't know. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Something else that was interesting was the Florida and Georgia games. Game 1 and Game 3 had 2-run home runs. Florida really took it that first game. Like, 1-6 win. Florida.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And then Georgia came back a little bit. They won 1-2, but Florida came back again and won 5-2. Which Georgia did have a little bit of a rally, Game 3, in the 7th inning. They had two runs, but it was just nothing to compare
Georgia
to.
really, they didn't, like, that game was kind of like, I don't want to say disappointing, but.
I mean, I was kind of bored during those games.
Yeah.
I was definitely looking for another game to put on, you know?
Yeah, I was looking for an OU game if they were replaying a game or something. I was like, this is boring.
But, you know, hopefully they still pop out, you know, Women's College World Series. Florida obviously winning that series.
Yeah. I do love Florida, though.
I do. And
That's the college.
I wish I didn't, but
I do love Florida. Florida University, I
like
love.
Florida. It's hard to like Florida yawning. It's hard to like Florida when you're a Florida State fan, though. Like, I love FSU, and I'm just like,
I can't.
I love Florida State.
I love Florida University.
We didn't talk about any
Gators.
yet, did we?
Which ones? No, that's what, these were like, well, let's talk about Ole Miss and Arkansas first, because
Ole Miss.
I don't like Ole Miss.
I don't like
it's the
them
color.
either.
I think it's the colors of
like
their
their-
jerseys,
yeah.
because
Don't like
they
their
make me
jerseys.
mad. Every time I watch them, they make me mad.
I just don't like Ole Miss.
Yeah, valid.
But
But seeing
it was
Bree
a pretty
Ellis
good game.
collapse after the game was so sad.
I was expecting them to win.
Me too.
I was expecting
Did not expect Ole
South
Miss
Carolina
to get into the...
and Arkansas to win, but they didn't, unfortunately.
Yeah,
just
I was definitely expecting more of Arkansas. Like, looking
Yeah.
at the scores, it's, I mean, in the second game, they led 2-0, which,
And had a complete shutout in the second game.
yeah. Ole Miss didn't score not one run that whole game, all 7 innings, which is
I
kinda
mean,
crazy.
what really saved them game 1 was Ole Miss having a 3-run home run by Kaylee I have no clue how to say her name.
Kaylee Wickoff?
Wickoff. But
Wickoff.
she had a 3-run home run, which really, really, really saved it. And still, Arkansas, every time I go to say Arkansas, I almost say Arkansas. And I really need to, like, not say that.
What?
It's from the freaking Vine. But I was really expecting Arkansas to come back, and they did a little bit. They came back 9-7, but unfortunately Ole Miss won. But even after a game like that, I was expecting Arkansas to pop off, which they did, 4-0 win, shut them out. And then all of a sudden, game 3, they tie it up, second inning, 4-4. And then all of a sudden, Ole Miss again is winning 7-4. What happened? What happened? What happened?
What happened?
It was definitely a little bit disappointing, especially with the season that Briellis has had. I wanted to see her play some
Especially
more.
her senior year. I wanted to see her at least see
Dude,
I wanted to see her
really
make it.
sad.
Yeah.
Especially being that close. Like, you were so close.
I mean, like, the first game was, like, competitive. Like, they were scoring runs, like, back and forth. Second game, okay,
Arkansas popped off.
you did your thing.
Like, you did your big one there.
And
then
the third
you
game
lost
was,
it.
I mean,
They were not as strong
I
as
get
they
by
were.
the third game, you're kind of, like, worn out, whatever.
Yeah.
But if it's, like,
But you had to fight for this spot, and that's what it came down to, is that Ole Miss wanted it more. They fought harder. They played better, and that's what got them there.
It's just so sad seeing her break down on the field.
Oh, my God. Don't
But
even get me started.
she is on a pro team now, which is good.
And she's going on to do great things.
Yes.
And, I mean, you still won Player of the Year. You still had an amazing season.
Yes.
But, it still does suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, 2 games left, which were my 2 favorite games to watch.
My favorite
honestly.
game.
My favorite.
Personally, I know what it is.
Yeah. I know that yours is this one.
Yes.
I think, okay, so then we'll say that one for last because that was my favorite game, too.
Yes.
So, second favorite game, for me at least, was the Oklahoma versus Bama games. Game 1 really wasn't that interesting, like, okay, 3-0. I mean, they did have a shutout, good game
they
there.
didn't score anything in the first 2 innings.
But, but then all of a sudden, game 2. Right, I'm sitting in my bed,
Jeez.
doing nothing, laying back in my freaking chair in my bedroom, just like looking up at my TV. All the freaking sudden, home run, home run, home run, home run. This. I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh my God.
Gabby Garcia really
popped off.
She hit 2 home runs that game.
In one game, 2 out of the park home runs. Like,
So
what?
4 home runs, 3 in 1 inning, and then 2 of them were by
3 of
Gabby
them in
Garcia.
one, and then they kept freaking going. They didn't take their win and being like, you know what, we're up by 7 runs. Petty Gasso literally said we might be up by 7 runs, but we're playing like we're down by 7 runs, which is why OU is so strong. They never play like they're ahead. They never, ever play like they are up.
Yeah.
They never play like they're up in the count. They never play like they're up in outs in the field, and they never play like they're up in runs in a game.
Because you never know what's going to happen. You
Exactly.
have that, you're thinking like, oh, we're going to win this, blah, blah, blah. But then
And
they
that's when
start
it
coming
slips
back
away from
stronger.
you.
Yeah, you're
and
up
then
by
you-
a certain amount of points. You can't just
Yeah.
think you're safe and
Which
you're not
they
gonna-
didn't do, and then all of a sudden, 5th inning, they're 13-2 games
Gone.
done in the 5th inning. What? What? What's going on? What is happening? That was like mind-blowing. I was sitting there and I was just like, they can't. I think Alabama changed their pitcher 4 or 5 times that game.
Probably.
I believe that they changed it because they were just reading them so well. And it was there was just no stopping them. I just thought about something and then I forgot what it was, honestly.
But
something
in
about a
the, in the
different game.
second in the second game, like they scored 8 runs between the second and third inning. Like
God.
went from 0-0.
That was the inning that they had 3 homers. And it was Ellie Parker, Nelly, and then Gabby had 3 home runs that inning, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe that's who
so
it was.
Oklahoma, they scored 8, and then Alabama just scored 1, and that was it. They didn't score anything else.
I
and then
think
just
at
let up
that
to
point they were
13.
just defeated. They couldn't. They couldn't keep going. But talking about a game ending early, let's talk about the game that went so far. Again, in the 10th inning, I'm sorry, I'm still, like, not, like, capturing that in my mind. To